Wait.
Cheers.
I was going to say cheers.
Welcome to Tired of Waiting.
It's happening.
Gently. Or else everything's going to explode. Hello.
Hiya.
So we're editing our episode of the podcast, and it's so hard to find an entry point because we talk so much. So essentially, audio issues, we weren't using the same mics, so it's going to sound a little janky.
Yes,
Get on with it.
we did spend 15 minutes talking about it,
Yeah.
and we realised, hey, let's cut that.
Who fucking cares? So, on to the show. Who are you, by the way?
I'm Reegan.
Oh my god.
Reegan Graham. You may have heard of me.
Never.
Okay. Well, yeah, and I work in theatre. That's my gig. I'm a stage manager. Freelance. It's a tough life.
So yeah, this is Reegan. He works in theatre, but first and foremost, he's my friend.
Yeah.
Really, above all else, innit?
That's actually first on my CV.
Yeah.
Sophie's friend, stage manager, all round joy.
So safe to say, he's faced a lot of unemployment. No, that's actually not true. You've done really well, haven't you?
Well, I don't like to brag.
We'll get into it. Okay, but before we start,
Yes.
I've got 3 questions that I would like you to answer.
Okay. Hit me.
We're going favourite song of the week, favourite movie or TV show or media, whatever, of the month,
Okay.
and favourite game of the year. Play along at home.
Oh, wow.
Put your answers in the comments.
Hey, let me know if we match up on any. Thanks.
Thanks.
Song of the week.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say Zombie Boy by Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's actually the right answer.
Okay.
All night. Waking up, I'm zombie.
Yeah. Well, no, we don't have the rights.
Immediately, the podcast is
Lady
over.
Gaga comes in and slaps us.
The video goes, error, cannot play anymore. Right.
What was the next question? Well, TV show slash
movie,
movie.
TV show thing.
Oh,
of
The Traitors.
Of course.
Come on.
Of course. And if... I actually do believe that Reegan should be on The Traitors. I think it'd be
Yes.
hilarious.
Phone the BBC and tell them.
Get on the fucking phone now.
I really do think I'd win it.
I think so too, to be honest.
What's up?
What was the other one?
Game of the year.
Yeah.
I have 2 answers. One's a really boring one and then one's quite a fun one.
Give me them both.
The boring one is Overwatch. It's a PC game that I've been playing non-stop recently.
Right. Is that the one where they're like, where that song came from on TikTok? Or it's like, da 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 da, like of all the character names. I'm
Yes.
a something.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
What, do you remember it?
Yeah. I'm not singing it.
Please.
No.
Please.
No.
Do it for the pod. Go and do it.
I ain't gonna do it. No. The good people at home can look that up if they so wish.
I'm more. The more reason I want you to do it is because I can't remember
I'm
what
a
it is.
ready tracer.
That's
That one.
it. That's it.
That one.
Maybe I'm a
Sure.
fucker.
Aye, something like that. That's exactly it. The other
Oh yeah. Sorry.
answer was D&D.
Yeah. Don't I already know it?
You certainly do.
I-
Arguably more than
At his
anyone.
beck and call every day of my life.
It's true.
What if I just made a new? What if I just did it again? What if I just?
Honest to God, the amount of texts that we've exchanged being like, hey, what if we just started playing D&D again? And then we never do.
No.
But it's always a nice thought to have.
It
It's never
is.
far from hand.
Yeah, I love D&D, and Reegan is a very good DM.
Thank you.
So it's very fun, but it is. We had a full party, and people moved away.
Got jobs.
People are busy, have jobs and lives
Got a
and
life.
responsibilities,
Yep.
and we were the only 2 girls left. So yeah, it became just us talking to each other, really,
It was quite nice though.
pretending to be different people.
And that's the beauty of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, it's fun though.
Mhm.
It is actually really fun.
That is great fun.
But
I think everybody should try it at least one time in their life.
I actually fully agree with that. I
Because
totally
then you know
agree
if you
with that.
fuck with it.
Yeah,
There's that fly again.
should be close.
I can if you want me.
Yeah,
Make your guest do the work again.
honest to
I'm
God.
working for that producer credit. That's what it goes.
He actually does want me to watch till the end of the podcast to see the fuck ass credits.
Enough. I can't wait to see it.
Happy New Year, by the way.
Happy New Year.
Do you have a mindset when entering into a new year? Like, do you cut it into like quarters, or do you just take it day by day, or is it just like a big picture type situation, or do you not give a shit?
I kind of look at it job by job, like contract to
Interesting.
contract. That's kind of how my year gets split up.
Mm-hmm.
Because then that's when I can identify like quiet months or quiet weeks and stuff that I can commit myself to like a wee holiday or something. Do you know what I mean? So that rather than splitting it up by quarters or whatever, it always tends to be job by job.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I think January especially is a month I need to take day by day. I'm like crawling to February.
Because there's 40 million days in January.
Isn't there? Why the fuck would you make the Monday of months the longest month on Earth in the planet? Do you know what I mean?
There is a couple other months that have the same amount of days.
Yeah, but at least they're enjoyable. Like, July's
Okay.
31, innit? Everyone wants 31 days of July. It's fucking summertime.
Mm-hmm.
So getting to your actual career...
Only took 25 minutes.
Yeah. Give or take.
Give or take.
Give or take
Only
a half
took
hour.
983 bars.
Fuck me. When people ask, what do you do? What do you say?
My first response is, I do stage management. I work backstage in theatre. That's how I kind of classify it. I work
Okay.
backstage in theatre. Oh, what's that like? Oh, it's great fun. The way that I kind of like boil it down though is that I always say, have you ever seen like on TV or whatever, and there's someone stood in the wings in full black, like with like a clipboard and a headset? I'm like, that's me. That's my job. And then if they poke and prod more and be like, oh my god, what is it you do? Like, what does it entail? I'll be like, well, I boil it down to 3 P's: people, props, and problems. Hey, look at that.
Was this scripted?
Honestly, no. Truthfully not. Can you tell? Can you imagine? If this was scripted, we would have hit this point about 10 minutes ago. And I would be saying that I'm available for weddings. Anyway, yeah, that's how I kind of define it, is that I deal with a lot of people, props, making sure that they're in the right place, and problems. If anybody has a problem, oh, I can't find this, oh, I need this, then it's my job to assist.
Yeah. And there are 3 different jobs that you can do as a stage manager. Would you like to explain them to us?
Broadly, there's 3. There can be others.
Excuse me. I misspoke.
Yeah, so don't you dare come into my
So
house.
who the fuck
So how
do
many
you think you
how
are?
many stage management shows have you had? Right. No, love you. So yeah, generally speaking, there's kind of 3 main roles within stage management. That you've got the stage manager, who is the head of the department. Can also be called a company stage manager. Depends on the size of the company, the budget, whatever. Then beneath them, you've got the deputy stage manager, who calls the show. They run the rehearsal room. And then
What is calling the show?
calling the show is like telling the lighting operator when to go, telling the sound operator when to go, any flies, any AV, calling cast members.
Not flies like the one buzzing about in that room right now.
No, like things being flown in and out on bars. And then kind of bottom of the chain, most junior role of stage management is assistant stage managers, which I think personally they hold the team together. I think because I say that because I'm mostly an ASM currently, but they are the ones that are kind of like doing the most running about, scene changes, costume changes, making props, sourcing props, buying props, things like that. They're kind of the most hands-on role, whereas the DSM and the SM are typically more, what's the word, like logistics or paperwork, or kind of a bit more that kind of side of it, whereas the ASM is a bit more hands-on.
Like sometimes after a show you need to do something after.
A show report.
That's the
There
one.
you go. You got it. Yeah.
I was going to say that.
There's a good that's a good segue actually, because one time, typically the DSM, the deputy stage manager, does the show reports.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that has the eyes on the show the whole time.
Yeah.
And they can report anything that goes wrong, and then that goes to all the different departments and stuff. But one time I was doing a show while I was still a student at uni, and our DSM was off, and we didn't have any cover, so the operators took their own cues, and I ended up writing the risk assessment for that show. Not the risk assessment, the show report. And I was sat in the pub after uni doing the show report, and it was the one show as well that we didn't have the DSM, and there was a show stop.
that means the show needs to stop part of the way through it because something's gone wrong and it can't continue.
It's a fact.
For safety reasons?
Yeah. Look at that. Look at you go. You know something.
Thank fuck.
Thank fuck. What else have you got? Nothing. Let me tell you the butchering that I did on that show report because it was in the pub at 11 o'clock at night.
Absolutely fucking
People's
out your
names
face.
were getting misspelled and everything. I was like, oh, it was awful.
6 Copperbergs deep.
Like, I almost didn't attach it, which is the most humiliating thing, by the way, when you send an email with the attachments.
Yeah, well, the deputy stage manager, again, I don't know if this is true, so this is in question. I'm pretty sure that they send out the call sheet.
Mm-hmm. And what's a call sheet, Sophie?
That tells the actors, and I think everyone, right? And everyone, when they need to arrive and what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So often as well, call sheets were being made in the pub, and also it must be so stressful when you're a student and you have a call sheet to make, and everyone is relying on your like good timing to know what they're up to the next day.
Yeah.
So it's like, but like the PTM, production technology and management, hours were so insane that you would be working until so late, and then all of a sudden it would be 11 p.m. and you're like, holy shit, I've not fucking done the call sheet.
Yeah.
And then you're you're mass emailing at like midnight. And it must be absolutely terrifying.
I did a job last summer and we had a very particularly difficult day scheduled because there was just like, typically in rehearsals, you know, say 10 till 6, half 9 till 6 or whatever. And typically it'll be 2 sessions, morning and afternoon, with a lunch break in between. And it'll just be like blocking, staging the show in the morning and afternoon, great. But this was a particular day where we had fight direction and blood rehearsals and blocking rehearsals all within the same session, just in different rooms. And as the DSM, it was up to me, under the director's kind of guidance, to be like, okay, I need to schedule people individually in 15-minute increments. So, and I was like trying so hard to do it on my laptop because I'm not going to use AI for that because that's fuck AI. I got my notebook out, split it up into 5-minute increments, and do you know what I did, Sophie? I worked it out. It took me an hour and a half.
Fuck me.
An hour and a half, and then I got to the end of it and I was like, oh, it's midnight. Hi everyone, please find attached the call sheet. Sorry it took so long.
Like, it's so scary, man.
Yeah, but once you get over sending the first big email, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's so fine because you know it works.
Yeah. And it is almost, I mean, it pretty much is like releasing a rota for like a work week.
But daily.
But daily.
Yeah.
And you will still get folk that are like, oh hi, like I can't make it this day. So if an actor can't make it in for something that's on the call sheet, then it's like, okay, well we're probably better off not running that scene. Yeah. So then it's like, do I need to rewrite this entire call sheet to fill in that time that's now missing this actor? And you would also, like, whilst sometimes the call sheets would get sent out last minute, sometimes actors would pull out even more last minute, and it would be like half an hour before the day starts and someone's like, oh, I'm really sorry, but I'm actually unwell and I can't come in. And you're like, that's fine, but I love that you thought that this wouldn't affect anyone.
I will say, any time that I've had an actor pull out of something last minute, they've been so apologetic, so understanding, because also life happens.
Yeah,
like,
and that's, I guess, just professionalism when you like, as if you can, do you know what I mean? Like, when you can.
Yeah, 100%. Because I think the good thing about theatre, and I kind of remind myself this on particularly stressful days, it does not matter. We're playing adult dress up. Yeah,
man. The whole, like, how do you feel about the show must go on mentality?
Hate it.
Same.
Hate it.
Same.
It's so... I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I understand the reasoning behind it. I understand why people say it. However, I think that we're at an age and we're at a point now where people's mental health and physical health and general health and well-being is being prioritised as it should be, and as it should have always been, over the necessities, but the needs of a production.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, yes, staging a production is a huge financial burden. Whether that's, you know, if you're looking at, you know, scratch nights, solo scratch nights, from the smallest scale,
What is scratch night?
A scratch night is a performer or a creative's opportunity to stage an idea in front of an audience, and then they can get audience feedback.
Right.
So that's their opportunity to be like, hey, I've written a script and I want to put it on a stage for, you know, an hour, and then get audience feedback at the end and tweak.
That's cool.
So like, even the smallest thing like that, you're looking at venue hire, you're looking at all this, like the kind of financial burden of that, from that all the way up to the big budget West End national companies, you know, across the board, people's mental health and physical health and general health and well-being should be being prioritised over all of that.
Yeah.
And I think a big signifier of that, I think the turning point was COVID.
Yeah.
I think because the arts and the creative fields suffered so much during COVID and are still feeling the knock-on effect, I think that coming out of that, people realised, oh, actually, we need to be careful and we need to really look at how we interact with our art form.
Yeah, because I think you can have a bit... some people might tend to have a bit of a flippant attitude towards these kinds of things, and I think obviously with COVID, we'd never experienced anything like that before. So it's like if people are maybe being a little bit self-centered or maybe a little bit like too much in their head, they're not really seeing the domino effect that their actions can have on other people. So it's like, if you come into work and you aren't feeling well, the way that could have such a negative impact on so many people is like, it's like unfathomable how many people that could affect out with just yourself and your own little bubble of like life. Like, so like these are things that you have to consider. And I often heard, and I don't even have like people in mind that I can link this to, but like I did hear of certain experiences where people were like, oh yeah, like I had COVID like a day ago or like 2 days ago, and like, but I got a negative test and stuff, so I'm just like coming. And it's like, oh, I don't know if that's actually good. And it's sometimes it's like, oh no, please go away. Please actually leave, because one member of the what do you call that, cast being ill is obviously very bad. Yeah. But that person could then make 5 members of the cast ill, or and then like, what the fuck do? You have no show. Or maybe even more importantly, if you have no crew backstage because everyone's fucking ill, then you really don't have a fucking show. Yeah. Like, who the fuck's gonna turn the lights on?
No, I know.
Is everyone singing on a, like, unmiked on a dark stage? Yeah. So, it's tricky. But I think beyond, like, actual physical illness like that, there are just certain times where you have to understand if you are pushing yourself beyond your limits. And the toxicity of the phrase "the show must go on," I think puts people in a position where they feel they have to like push through those feelings.
They need to sacrifice their own health and well-being in order to,
and I guess it's like knowing the balance of like trying to be as self-aware as possible so that you can catch these things as far in advance. Like, you can be aware that actually I can feel my health deteriorating. So just to let you be aware, production, like I might not last very long. Like, just to make people aware, and instead of it being like I worked and worked and worked until I passed out mid-performance, and like, that's just obviously not good for anyone. At all.
Correct.
So it's.
But that is tough. Why we have incredible understudies and swings and all
Bless
that.
up.
Bless up. Shout out to understudies everywhere.
So when people ask you what you do, or more so when they ask you like, what upcoming projects do you have? What feelings does that stir up in you?
Well, that is entirely dependent on if I have any projects coming up.
Yes.
For example, right now, I'm quite comfortable.
Yeah.
Because I'm booked until June.
Booked and busy and blessed.
Y'all hear that? Email me. If you need a stage manager. If I didn't have any work lined up, it's dread.
Yeah.
It's dread. I think there are certain processes as a freelancer that you learn just through being a freelancer, when I was fresh out of uni, I got quite lucky in that I had quite a lot of back-to-back jobs.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a lot of downtime to really learn what a freelancer did in their free time. I was just like bouncing from job to job. And then my first proper dry spell really was last summer, last autumn rather. And that, having that time to myself, I went to New York. I had time to just be me and do things that I've always just found myself. I found myself my 2-month off. No, but it was like it was nice. However, if I had that time off fresh out of uni, I would have spiraled.
Totally.
Because in uni, especially the kind of framework or the structure of that course is back to back shows. You get into a rhythm, you find your rhythm, you finish one show one week and the next week you're starting the next one. And that kind of just becomes what you expect.
Yeah.
So then when you fall out of that routine and fall out of that safety net and you're relying on yourself to find those jobs, it's difficult. And in uni they don't tell you that. They don't tell you to expect the difficulty, the pushback, the kind of difficulty of not doing what you're trained for.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it is just by doing it, i.e. having the time off, having the time to yourself. You learn how to fill your days. Do you know what I mean? Like you learn, you pick up different things.
You become a dungeon master.
You pick up D&D. Like things like that, and it's all helpful. Anything that keeps you from spiraling is helpful. And I think it's just about accepting, a lot of it is just accepting that is the fact of being a freelancer. I remember I'd complain to my other freelance friends and be like, oh God, like what am I meant to do? I don't have a job. And they're like, Reegan, this is freelance life. If you don't like it, go work in an office. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of a reality check that this is the way it is. It's not just me. Like that's just how it is. So to answer your question, if you were to ask me right now, what projects have you got coming up? I'd be like, I'm booked and blessed. But see, if I didn't, it'd be a very different attitude.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're defensive or like protective over your work? Like I guess more so, like less about the specific projects that you're doing, but when people ask about you being in a creative job, are you ever like, yeah, like God fucking what? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, do you ever feel protective over it?
In a way, but I think I can't say that I've ever. This is gonna sound so full of myself.
I'm tangled.
You strangled it.
What you don't see, maybe you do. I can't even remember where the camera stops. It's just the absolute cacophony of cables.
That's the word I was thinking. It was.
Cacophony of cables.
They are cacophonous, to be fair.
Yes.
So this is gonna sound funny myself,
Okay.
but I've never met anybody who doesn't think that my job's cool.
Fair.
So therefore, I've never really received any like, oh, is that what you do?
Do you know what it is as well as like, I mean, I'm sure folk will still ask like, oh, have you worked on anything that I would know? But do you know, if you're like an actor or on stage and stuff, folk are so likely to ask, oh, well, have I seen you in anything? Have I seen you in anything? And it's like, I was on one fucking episode of of this, and that was a huge fucking deal for me. And folk are like, oh, right. Oh. So you've never been to the Oscars?
Do you know what? If you not got a Scottish BAFTA.
Yeah.
No, Audrey, I don't, okay?
No. Yeah, so I have found I feel pretty defensive over it, but the reason for that is less because I'm like, well, so music for me, because it's obviously music is my gig. I feel so protective over it because it's like the only thing I care about, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like my entire life is kind of dedicated or revolves around music because it's like, other than real living human beings, it is the one thing in this world that I actually give a shit about, like for real. So when people talk negatively about it, which is common, like talking about the music industry in a negative light, or just like how hard it is to make it and like it can be, it's just like fuck. You know, like, because I do think people's expectation, like when they ask you things like, what do you want to be, or what do you want to do, or what do you do, and like explaining that can be tricky because first of all, if I'm like, I'm a singer songwriter, they're like, oh, so you're unemployed? And I'm like, yeah. Like,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, kinda. But I think also people's assumption is that you want to be the next fucking Mariah Carey.
That I was gonna say
You
that
know,
is, whereas
it's
my
like,
job doesn't have any assumption behind it because people don't know that it exists.
yeah, yeah.
You know.
But like, so I grew up in a kind of musical family to a degree, and they were very, very like realistic, like, and harsh about the realities of the music industry, which to a degree I'm very grateful for. But I think over the years it kind of started to mold my kind of perception of the music industry, and like music as a career, and it felt quite negative.
Right.
Like, but in the ways that it was positive was things like when I was like 8, I absolutely was like, put me on Britain's Got Talent.
Put you on The Voice, kids.
like I want to just sing for everyone, like put me on that show. And my parents were like, hey, they exploit people. Like, those shows exploit people. I'm not putting my child on television. And at the time I was like, I'm never going to be famous. But that's not even what I want. It was just like, you know, you're a kid and whatever.
Yeah.
But I was very grateful for that, because a lot of the time, you know, if a kid has any little sclaf of musical talent, their parents are like, let's capitalize on this.
Let's make money.
Put them on the TV. And it's not good. I feel like it's just never good. And like, even if you do well on a show like that, I just think it can still have a really negative impact on your life. So yeah, I'm very grateful for the realism in that regard. But I was kind of also raised with the conversation and like the opinion around the music industry being like, well, no one makes it. Like, the percentage of musicians out there and the percentage of like musicians that make it is like crazy.
Yeah.
It's like 0.0001% of all whatever. And it's like, well, duh. Because there are billions of people on the earth, so sure. But I think that's also if you're only looking at it through this very narrow lens of, I want to be a big mega pop star, and that's not at all on my radar.
Yeah.
Like, music is, like I said, the only fucking thing I care about. Love it so much to death. And all I want to be able to do is sing and write and like perform and do it enough that I get to live.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That's literally it. There's so much joy in it for me. It's I don't give a fuck if I like go and win an award.
No, I know.
What the fuck does that mean? And if anything, getting to a certain level, it just puts you in a position where you're like kind of dehumanized, and like it becomes less about the actual music itself.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just want to sing a fucking little song. Like, I'm not trying to change the world. I'm just trying to do my own little thing. And like it's just a job like any other fucking job. I'm just trying to do this job. But for some reason, specifically when it comes to like creative industries or like, you know, some kind of performance based like job, I think for so many people it's not viewed as a job, and it's viewed as like, oh, that's such a cute hobby that you have. What's your real job?
Yeah.
Like, what are you actually going to do? And like, how are you going to anchor yourself in a career that's actually going to sustain you? And as a person with ADHD, the idea of ever trying to get somewhere and establish a career in anything fucking else, impossible.
Yeah. Yeah.
And see when I would ever just have like odd jobs, and you know, my parents or people would be like, oh, well, you know, like there's a lot of good career opportunities, you know, you could if you stay in this job for long enough, you might be able to eventually become a manager. And I'm like, oh, I'm begging for death. Like, that's my worst nightmare. Like, that's actually the worst thing in the world. And it does, unfortunately, like this is not what I desire for my life, but like it does sometimes get to a point with certain like quote unquote normal jobs where I actually just can't keep up the like facade anymore. Like I can't pretend that I'm okay living like this.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's like a weird kind of mix up of privilege when you're allowed to step away from something like that, and you're in a position where you can actually decline that sort of work to focus on creative things. Like, obviously I'm not like deluded to that, but I think for me I was like, I had to do it on a smaller scale. Like, I couldn't, the whole idea of trying to work up a fucking ladder and shit like that was like, fuck me, I can't cope with that,
No.
like corporate shit.
Yeah, 100%. There's two things as you were speaking there that came into my head. First one is the equivalent. I was like, what is the equivalent of that for me? And it's like, oh, you want to be a pop star? For me, it's like, do you want to work in the West End? Go and work on Broadway? Same for actors, really.
Yeah.
And it's like, no.
There are thousands of fucking theatres in the world.
Like,
what?
Like, theatre is bigger than the West End.
Truly, and it's like, people, honest to God, fucking think that if you're not on Broadway, then you must not have
It's a
any
hobby.
career.
It's either Broadway or a hobby.
And it's like,
That's it.
actually, I've just finished working in a theatre where we had thousands of audience members.
Yeah.
Like, thousands.
Literally.
Like, his fucking panto was so good, by the way. Tron Theatre, Gallus of Ouija-land.
Bless up.
My God. I've never laughed so hard, honest to God, in all my fucking days. It was brilliant. And it was sold out every fucking night.
Yeah.
It was sold out every fucking night. That to me is like obviously as successful as a show can be. Do you know what I mean? Like, so, but it wasn't on the West End. That doesn't make it any less legitimate and successful and incredible. And honestly, it was funnier than any fucking show I've ever seen on the West End.
Well, there you go.
So, you know, it doesn't matter.
Exactly. The other point that you reminded me of was the difference, a key difference, and it's also part of the reason that I kind of stepped away from acting as well.
We'll get to that later.
Oh God. This podcast is going to be 4 hours long, and I hope you listen every minute. I hope you enjoy it. Was the fact that my work and my art form, as it were, is external to my body. And by that I mean actors, singers, performers, in any sense of the word. Their body is their creative vessel. Their self is their image is their creative vessel. You could teach a monkey to do my job, and I stand by that. You would it well, but it would do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, my job is very procedural. There's boxes to be ticked. There's things to be done, and that's it. It's all kind of structured. Whereas in performance work, a lot of it is kind of dictated by the performer versus by the institution that you're working for, or the company that you're working for, as it were. So for me, part of the reason that I stepped away from acting is because of the freedom that I had as a stage manager versus as an actor. I think while I was studying acting and doing the acting, a lot of me kind of struggled with perfectionism.
Yeah.
Of, you know, as an actor, and this is approaching it very juvenile, you know, this is me approaching it 15 through 17 years old. So, and that, to me, it was get the part, learn the lines, learn the character, do the blocking, get the job done. And it was this chance to be this other person. And this is very wanky, but it was an opportunity to become someone else, study them, research them, practice the lines, get it right. And I think part of me subconsciously took that on board of like, oh, that's how you're supposed to live your life. You're supposed to know how everything's done. Everything is supposed to be pre-rehearsed. And it's like, no, actually, you need to be like, it's not like that at all. So I think that was part of a learning curve. And that's why when I found stage management, I found myself a lot more better suited to it, because there was structure, there was a rigidity. That's a difficult word to say, isn't it? There was a structure to it, there was a rigidity to it, there was a format, there was methods. Whereas as an actor, yes, there's methods of doing it. However, it is so subjective. Everything about it is subjective. Whereas as a stage manager, I get to not hide behind, but I'm just my job role, and I can walk out of that job and be like, hey, I'm me again.
Yeah.
I'm still me. Whereas when I was an actor.
This is me. And that's where that will end.
Next question.
So, yeah, okay, right. We got... Let me get my iPad out. So... No, we actually are doing quite well.
You sound
We're
shocked.
staying on track, in a way. I have no concept of how much time has passed, and it could be hours.
Probably.
I don't think so.
I'd say about 50 minutes.
That's fine. That's fine, isn't it? We could make it into 2 episodes, worst comes to worst.
That's so true. We'll probably film another episode, to be fair, just to be safe.
Just while we're here.
I didn't bring a change of clothes.
To go back to like the defensiveness.
Oh yeah.
Well, okay, I guess this is less defensive, but recently I found myself, and I chose to be pretty much unemployed. I'm part-time employed right now, and it works wonders for me. It's great, but I'm also trying to like navigate my own music career and carve a little space for myself and do my own little thing, right? and I'm doing everything alone, which is sometimes less fun than actually collaborating with other people. But anyway, so when people ask me, and this is like people I went to uni with, I studied music teaching, not a music teacher. So the people that I studied with are doing real jobs. The people that I like was friends with are doing real jobs. Like, so you kind of naturally compare yourself to people, and when they're asked what they're doing, like they have so much to say because they're in a school and like they've got exams coming up and like da 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 da, like they're buying houses and they're like it's all this insane like really incredible stuff, and they're like, so what are you doing? And I'm like, so I made a little vision board of all the things that I like. I've been going on Pinterest a lot. like honest to God, it's almost sometimes like, and the thing is I know that I am doing stuff, but you know that way when like when someone asks you something, it's like all of a sudden I forget everything I've ever done, and I'm so self-conscious about like, again, with that like negative like little cloud that I feel over the music industry and that like pessimism, like that attitude towards it, I often assume that people have that feeling like they're just gonna be like, this fucking dumb bitch doesn't know what the fuck she's doing, and like she's just like floundering. And like I had family over recently, and one of my family members was like, so how are you getting on with music stuff? And that is such a normal nice question, like that is such a nice thing to ask, like to inquire about creative things like that. And I freeze up and I feel like I get to a place where I'm like trying to over explain, and like I'm like, yeah, like, but I recorded live strings, and like I like I'm so close to getting live guitar, and then I think I'll be going to a studio, and it's like I feel like I'm all of a sudden trying to like explain myself, and they're like, whoa, like I just was asking a simple question.
yeah.
But a funny anecdote, this I haven't told you this, so this is funny. I had some family up for New Year. I haven't seen them in like years, like I haven't properly spoken to them in years, so this is like the most conscious and like self-aware that I've been really speaking to them. And I was talking to them all night, and like one of them is like, they're both obviously lovely, but one of them in particular, like they're such a sweet, like wise, kind, like down to earth, wonderful person. And I was just talking to them about music, and they were asking me about what I was getting up to and like all that stuff, and I was explaining it, and for the first time I kind of felt like, oh, like I don't feel so weird about explaining this, like I feel kind of comfortable and confident, and like I actually feel like I'm on quite a good path right now with like my creative outlets and stuff. And the next day because I left early, my mum comes up to me and she was like, so that family member was talking to me after you left, and they were saying like you had such a nice conversation with them, and they're so lovely, and they're so wise, and they said she seems a little lost. She just seems a little lost right now. And I was like, oh my god, they just read me for film.
Oh wow.
You just absolutely read me for film. And I was like, shit. And the way my mum was saying it was like, and isn't that so nice that they said that? Like,
isn't it nice that they can recognise that?
She's like, yeah. And they just said, you know what? She just seems a little bit lost right now. And I was like,
do you feel lost?
Way to absolutely clock my tea. Cause yeah, like, but I also was like, fuck, I felt quite nice and positive after that, after those conversations, and now all of a sudden I'm like, I was like, shit.
God damn it.
I was like, I guess the facade has not kept up in the way that I was hoping. So yeah, that was a bit of a little slap in the face, little reality check. I was like, maybe I don't have it figured out. But also they were just being nice and like whatever, and they were just being caring and stuff.
Don't make me therapize you on this podcast.
And yeah, I think genuinely like their intention with that was like, because when you are at the start of something that is sort of unknown, like a music career, it's hard not to be lost. And I was thinking more about it, and I was like, in this world that we live in the present state of everything, not to get serious but also to kind of get serious, like how the fuck could you not be lost? Like with everything that's going on, like it feels like the world is falling apart, like we're tearing each other apart, and it's like, and I want to go fucking write a little song, like what? And but it's like we kind of have to keep on going, but like what the fuck? Like
I do think that is so important though. I think it's so important to as humans, we feel the desire to create. It's in our DNA. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's something about a silent rebellion, about continuing to push forward and kind of engaging your creativity, especially when the world is falling apart.
Yeah.
There's a quote. What's that quote, Sophie? What's the quote on that?
Who said that thing?
I've brought it up. No, I can't remember the quote. It's something like, it's talking about how, like, in the darkness there is still music about the darkness. Do you know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
Like, there is always song, and in the dark times there will be songs about the dark times.
Yeah. Well, that is actually true. And all throughout history, when the absolute most horrifying shit was happening, people, like,
Turn to music
to, you know, bring them a bit of joy and, like, a bit of levity. And I, by no means, I'm trying to get at the fact that my music is going to do that for people. Absolutely not. But it might do it for me.
Does it for me?
Yeah, it might do it for me, which is, you know, selfishly kind of my whole thing. So, like, if it heals something in me and, like, if it is an outlet for me, then, like, there's bound to be one other cunt on the fucking earth that maybe feels the same way. But, yeah, I guess then it comes down to, like, of all of the industries that I was going to contribute to, at this time, I guess it's nice to contribute art and music than to contribute to a conglomerate or a institution or, you know, a corporation. But again, that is like a privileged sort of thing, you know, to be able to be like, well, I don't have to do that. I don't have to send an email and circle back.
Yeah, that's true.
You know. But yeah, it's a weird thing. Like, it's so abstract, starting your own little freelance thing. I've never been freelance before in my whole life, and I still don't really understand it. And something like something that 2025 taught me, because I was working quite a lot in that year, and not in like my things, like on my stuff, just in like real jobs. And it's made me realize that actually I was capable of taking on quite a big workload, which is something I didn't actually think was possible for me. But luckily, enough time had passed, and I'd been able to do enough like internal work that actually I was more capable than I realized. But the difference with having a kind of a job like that, even with lots of responsibilities, is the responsibilities are laid out in front of you. Here is what you need to do. Please do it within this time frame. And it's like, sure, okay, then I go do that thing. Whereas when you turn to freelance, it's like, so I gotta do all the stuff, but I don't know what it is. Like,
it's the fact that you set your own to-do lists.
Right. And that is so fucking baffling to me. Like, I was good enough at like ticking things off of a list, but having to actually write that list and like figure out exactly. So like with a music career, you're trying not to think too much about an end goal, because what does that even look like? Like, do you count that in the number of streams or sales that you have on a song? Me personally, no. But like what markers do you put for yourself of like something to get? So I guess for me it was like, okay, well, I want to have released this many things by this amount of time.
Right.
So then you have to work backwards from what an end goal is, and then try and break that into little digestible pieces that you can then like start to knock out one by one. And it's just like so much extra job.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm just not used to that. And all of a sudden I'm like so in charge of my own like stuff, and it's
human discovers task management for the first time.
I've never known her. Like, who is that? So yeah, it's like, it is an extra layer of like challenge, I guess. I think especially like people with ADHD, and me especially, time management, understanding how long something will take, having a sense of satisfaction when you've completed something, non-existent. Like, so it's very hard to know like when you've done enough. Essentially, navigating becoming a freelance person, specifically when you have ADHD, is wacky. It's wacky. And the whole fucking trying to turn your creative shit into a 9-to-5 doesn't fucking work for me, to be honest.
No.
I still don't know what does work for me.
Yeah,
I don't know what does work for me. Yeah, I'll check in with you guys.
Great.
And I'll fill you in.
Make a wee story post.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I
Follow
found
me on
myself.
Insta. Yeah, I don't fucking know. Like, it's a daily thing, like just trying to figure out what the fuck works. But I've been so caught up in the podcast relaunch that I haven't actually taken steps with my music in a wee while, since like December-ish time. But I don't feel too crazy about that. And, you know, everything comes when it comes, and shit's supposed to happen when it's supposed to happen, and all that jazz.
Exactly, babes.
Yeah, vibes. Yeah, vibes.
It's gonna be alright.
Yeah, I was like so hectic at the start of the month. I was like almost gonna be moving to Glasgow by February.
Oh, so true.
Like it was pretty crazy. Anything to quiet the voices.
I think we can put that into a manic episode.
Yeah. Props. But yeah, like that is what the pressure of a new year does to me. I'm like, my life has to be spectacular straight away.
Which is bonkers.
Yeah, and because I don't have regular dopamine levels and receptors, like the only way that I can gauge that something has even happened at all is it has to be huge, you know?
Yeah.
So it has to be that I completely uproot my life and move to the city. Like imagine all of those life changes in like such a short span of time, like living on your own again, having a new full-time job, like working full-time again, and
in a new environment.
In a new environment, being in a city instead of the countryside, like all that kind of stuff, navigating that, being 100% financially independent and independent in every possible way, all within the span of 3 weeks.
You wouldn't settle. You
No.
wouldn't.
And I was like, that will be fine.
Guys, don't worry about it. Yeah, that's fine.
That's actually ideal. But it's not going to happen.
But notice that when you told me that you were going to do that, what did I do? Fully supported you.
So true.
I said, okay, if that's what you want to do, if that's what you think is best.
If that's what you think is possible, you fucking delusional bitch.
Get along with this guy.
Come on, this guy. Yeah.
Oh, it's my job. It really is my job as one of your best pals to uphold your delusions.
So true.
Right, truth bomb. Hear me out. I think a bit of delusion is exactly what everybody needs. And I'll tell you for why, right? I'm delusional. And look at me. No,
I'm doing great.
My kind of reasoning behind that is I just think that everybody should be a bit delusional enough to believe that your foot should be in the door and have the kind of self-esteem to back up
I think what he's trying to say is that actually hope is nice and okay.
Yeah.
And it's
Pretty
hard.
much.
It's hard to feel hopeful sometimes, but like you just have to have a little bit of courage and confidence and like
Yes.
like self-assurance.
It's being delusional enough to believe that your foot should be in the door, but having the confidence to back up why it should be there.
Yeah.
Proving that it should be there.
You know what I was grateful to learn in the last year is like things would happen. I ended up quitting my job in a rather dramatic fashion, but like funny.
It was great.
But like funny.
I wasn't there, but
Oh, to
do
be a
what I
fly
heard.
on the wall.
What I would do.
And like there were certain things like just like disappointments that probably a year or two prior, if I were to experience that exact same thing, it would have like sent me into a crazy funk for like months. And I just like found myself going through things like that, and literally same day, like same fucking hour, I would be like, oh great, it's okay. Like I just all of a sudden, and now this took years to get to this point, and it also took therapy and like intervention and like fucking effort, but like I finally kind of have gotten to a point where I at least trust in my ability to like just sort of get through stuff.
Yeah.
And I have this, you may call it delusional, but it's also just like this hopeful trust that what's for you won't go by you. It's on my fucking calendar. You can't see it because it's probably cropped out, but it is there. Sophie Louise illustration, get yourself one.
So true. What's for
And,
you no go by you, and shy wines don't get sweeties.
I love that. I've never heard
Have you
that.
known? Yeah.
Shy wings don't get
Yeah.
sweeties.
Shy burns don't get sweeties.
Oh, I love that.
They don't. Which is why you need to pipe up and be like, hello, yes, me.
Yeah, you don't
Thank
ask,
you.
you don't get type shit.
See, you should see my email outbox is the entirety of the theatre industry in Scotland with my CV saying, hello everyone.
Hello.
Me again, I exist, give me a job.
Give me a job.
And you know what? It works.
Yeah. I actually got my current job by writing in the subject, like the email subject, please give me a job, I'm nice.
And there you go. That's what it takes.
And she did.
Bless her.
The
Best decision she's ever
I
made.
don't know why she did that.
Are you complaining?
No. Love it. Thank you.
Wouldn't change it.
Thank you for the opportunity. Yes.
I love that. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Well, my friend Samar, shout out Samar, love you Samar. Like she was like, sometimes in order to stand out, like you can't wait until your CV to stand out because people are kind of over it by that point. So you kind of have to like, I don't know, just like be yourself, I guess, because people like beyond wanting you to be able to do the job to a high standard, like people also just kind of want to know that working alongside you won't be the fucking worst thing in the world. So trying to actually show people that you have some kind of a personality is maybe a good thing. And I also put a picture of myself on my CV so that I'm like a person and not a sheet of paper, you know? I don't know if that's worked, but I do have a job that I like.
I put a picture of myself on my CV because I'm pretty.
Give me job.
I'm pretty. Give me job.
Pretty, give me job.
I'm nice. I'm pretty. I do my job well.
Pretty,
give me job.
give me job. Yeah.
And
so far, it's worked, kind of.
I'll tell you something as well. I've been told by multiple of my line managers and multiple jobs that one of the reasons that I got that job was because of my height. Because it's so useful. I can reach things. I was once told that's about 60% of the reason why I employed you. And I went, do you know what? I'll take it.
So there you go, folks. If you ever want a job in stage management,
you
need to have stilts of some kind.
Or legs.
Big, long legs. And if not,
long, luscious legs.
lifts in your shoes.
Yep.
Whatever it takes.
Yep. You could get some strings on your shoulders. Just hike yourself up.
Yep. 100%.
But I was just like, wow, the lengths that people will... The lengths and heights that people go to. Oh, that's funny. That was good.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Me neither, though.
The robots are coming for us. And I've been kind of rude to her, so I'm the first to go.
Who is that?
Who is that?
Who is that?
Who is that? Disembodied voice.
We've got the voice of Alexa coming in.
She just fucking does that. Do you know what I've noticed as well? And anyone that has a weird sleep schedule might also know this, is every single night at, last time I checked, it was exactly 3:30 a.m. The Alexa, just that fucking dot thing, it goes boom, and then the lights flash boom at 3:30 in the fucking morning every night.
That's her contacting the
mothership. Whilst you're sleeping, it's her contacting the fucking mothership, and it's her going, I have received all of the data of this human being, and I'm sending it to Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, that's it.
And now Jeff knows everything about me, and he knows that I stay up until 3:30 in the morning watching Smosh Reads Reddit stories.
Do you really want to admit that?
I have now, haven't I?
That's true.
Cut that!
Cut that!
It's fucking entertaining as shit. It's so good. Big up Shane Top.
Get him on the pod.
Sure, he would accept in a heartbeat. He's not busy at all.
No, get him on a flight.
Give him a flight. I can contribute.
Glasgow Prestwick.
I'll buy your croissant on the plane. That's all I can contribute.
That's it. You can buy your flight tickets. On the subject of Jeff Bezos.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Go on.
Bo Burnham convinced an entire population worth of people that man's name was Jeffrey, but it's not.
It's Jefferson. What is it?
Jeff.
Oh, that
no
fucks me off, man.
He just started singing Jeffrey Bezos.
Who looks at a baby and goes,
Jeff.
That's Jeff.
Craig.
That's our Jeff.
Craig.
Greg. Sorry to any Craigs, Gregs, Jeffs out there. I know that my fucking... my audience is made up of the vast majority Gregs and
It's
Craigs.
90% Gregs.
Gregs!
Not sponsored.
There's Gregs hangs behind the fucking... So what's your favourite prop you've ever made?
I once had to make a toilet.
You've what?
I once had to make a Victorian toilet. Next question.
A Victorian toilet, is that not just a bucket?
A box with a hole in it.
And you just throw everything out the window onto the street?
But we had to, it was like an acting block that we got. So it was 50 centimetres cube, right, made of wood, painted black with a hole in the middle of it at the top. We then had to dress the sides and the top of it with foam for a seat, covered in red velvet. And then
Fancy toilet.
Around the sides of it was pink crushed velour with some trim. Which, by the way, you know how like the wee trim that you get, the fabric, it's like fabric.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what that's actually called?
Tell us.
Gimp.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I learned that one on the panto.
Don't put GIMP on your toilet, mate. You
GIMP on
can't.
the
You
toilet?
can't just put GIMPs on the toilet like that.
And then the designer wanted it studded, is what to look studded.
Studded GIMPs.
Studded gimp. So do you know what I did? I got, like just wee gold thumbtacks.
Mm-hmm.
Put them in. Looked great when it came to the get out. See, try to get that fabric off because it had 270 tacks in it. I was like, whose idea was it to do this? Oh wait, mine.
Yeah.
But we had a speaker put in the toilet as well
For what?
for the show.
Yeah, but like for what noises?
Fart sounds.
What show was this?
The Dutch Courtesan.
I didn't see that.
Classical text. It was really good.
Oh.
I need to say that because I worked on it. It was really good. No, it was actually. It was a decent show. It was classical though, so it was like heightened text and all that, and I can't be doing with that.
Yeah, thou art, etc.
Etc. It's not good. But yeah, the show was good, but we had to put on the signs out front, like the content warnings, scenes of a scatological nature, because there was like a massive like drug trip that involved the toilet.
Let's take a break.
Oh, I'll tell you another one that I made. Wasn't necessarily a prop, but set dressing. So
Shed
just
dressing.
things that, shed dressing.
Shed dressing.
Have you ever had a set?
Was it dressing?
I was in a production of Little Women, and they wanted pages of the book suspended from the air.
That's cunt. Looks good.
Great.
Done it?
But like all above the stage, and because of health and safety regulations, we had to flambar, which is a spray that is like a flame deterrent.
Oh.
Because it was rigged up close to the lights, so that they wouldn't catch on fire. We had to flambar every single individual page, front and back, of this, of this set dressing. Do you know how many pages there were?
How many?
About 450.
And then I'd quit, so
It
I
was
just quit.
horrendous. But
When the going gets tough, Sophie gives up.
words to live by. But it ended up looking phenomenal.
Yeah.
But that was
I
definitely...
loved shit hanging from the ceiling.
It's so, like...
So good.
It's such a staple, such a cliche, but it works.
It works every time.
It's
Every time I've
effective.
seen it, I go, wow, this
And it
is
was
amazing.
it was on fishing wire.
So,
so
yeah,
it's
it's like
essentially
it's fucking floating, mate.
It was like 11 pages, 10 pages all spaced out on fishing wire. You were right, by the way. When we decided to film on Sophie's bed, when Sophie decided that we'd film on the bed, two things. One, I said, are you going to get every guest in your bed, or is this just a ploy to get me in your bed? She never answered.
We'll see.
Great. The other point was, as time went on, we would just slowly but surely make our way down the headboard, and that is in fact what's happened.
Yeah, by the end of this, we will be lying completely flat.
Horizontal.
Yep.
Among those
Totally.
cacophony of cables.
This is like, you mentioned perfection earlier,
Yep.
and I want to know what your relationship is to like achievement, whether it's big or small. Like, do you have the same problem as me when it comes to expectations and disappointment? And how do you like navigate that?
I'd say I've definitely had a journey with perfectionism. Like I say, it started when I was an actor, and it kind of carried on when I was first starting to study stage management. Luckily, through my first, second, and third year of uni, I worked my way through it and kind of came out a better person in the end of it, which is good, in my opinion.
Not anyone else's opinion.
No, everybody else thinks I got worse.
So much worse.
No, but I do believe that my relationship to achievement and stuff, it depends. Personal achievement and professional achievement, to me, we'll look at professional achievement. I think that a lot of the time, people can, and myself included, can look at achievement as not something that's like, oh, I've done that thing, I'm really proud of it. It's, I was expected to do this thing, and I have carried out the things that I have had to do to achieve this thing.
Yeah.
I've ticked the box. I've done what I was supposed to. I haven't flew above my station. I haven't risen above it. I haven't overcame any obstacles. I just did the job that I was meant to do, and that's it.
Yeah.
I think it's important sometimes to kind of take a step back and actually realize, oh no, you did that. Like, I get you.
You like did the
you
thing.
did that. Yeah, I think it is important sometimes to take a step back and acknowledge your achievements and actually recognize them as achievements.
Yeah.
I think once you are able to identify something as an achievement, then you can process it as an achievement.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to identify what is classified as an achievement is entirely subjective. There's no, similar to what you were saying about earlier about having to make your own to-do list, essentially, as a freelancer. It's the same thing. No one is giving you the outline of what an achievement is. No one is describing what the criteria is of an achievement. That is entirely subjective and entirely up to the self. And I think some people are too lenient. I think sometimes people are like, wow, look at this thing. And it's like, babe, you turned a page.
Yeah.
Other people are too hard on themselves, and it's like, even just getting up out of bed is an achievement for that person, and that is absolutely valid.
Yeah.
I think it's about learning what your scope is, learning when you're pushing yourself to achieve something, when you're pushing yourself too hard to achieve something, and when you're not pushing yourself enough to achieve something.
Yeah.
And I think it's just about having the ability to kind of take a minute, self-reflect, and go, okay, is this an achievement, or did I just do the job?
Yeah. I think sometimes it feels like a bit of a grey area, like when you have to determine what the jobs that you need to do are, and then you also have to determine if they've been completed to a satisfactory standard. It's like, you know, when we're so judgmental of ourselves and like hypercritical of our own like work and stuff, it sometimes is like we'll never really live up to the expectation that we set of ourselves. So sometimes I've had to bring it back down to like, okay, well, maybe I don't feel great. Like, I've come to the end of this day and I maybe don't feel great about how things went, but look at that to-do list. There's a lot of ticks on there. And actually, you know, so it's like whether you feel it or not. And sometimes I feel it. Sometimes it's really like, it's more likely that I won't feel really any sense of accomplishment. So it's having to just like look at the evidence and be like, okay, well, that was the thing that I wanted to do today and I did it, so that's good.
Yeah.
And there's nothing more. Do you know, my sister said something valuable once.
Just once. Sorry, carry on.
Just the one time in her life. Because she's like me, but the neurotypical normal version. And she was like, you know, sometimes tasks are just mundane. And like sometimes you do them and that's it. And it's not this incredible thing. And I think for someone who struggles with like task completion, like you almost sort of expect that there's going to be some big reward at the end of it. And when there's not, you're like, well, what was the fucking point? And it's like, no, the point was to do the thing and you did it. That was the point, is to have that task be completed.
The journey was the friends we made along the way.
Period.
That's it. The journey was the tasks we ticked off on the way.
Exactly. So
tell it.
Coming to terms with that and like adjusting your expectations, especially when you're entering into something like a creative industry and there are, you know, various milestones or whatever that you can accomplish. It's so often in every single possible career ever, we see that people will make it to a certain level and yet they still don't have that personal level of like satisfaction. They don't feel like accomplished. They don't feel like they have enough. So they're always still moving on to the next biggest thing. It's the same with like money and all that kind of shit. Like you'll never have enough. You'll constantly be seeking more. So it's like you actually in the very early stages kind of have to work yourself into a routine of accepting the fact that, you know, things might even feel incredible temporarily, but eventually like the world keeps spinning and you just kind of have to keep going. And like you can't stop the world at every single little thing that you've ever done and expect it to be this huge thing, but you also can't stop the world and like mope about the fact that you didn't do something that you wanted to do. It's just like the world fucking keeps spinning and you just have to keep on trucking.
Create your own happiness.
Yeah. And I think if you do find yourself seeking a lot of external like joy and stuff like that, and everything is out of you, like it's constantly, you know, you're needing validation from everything else, and it's always like, I will feel this way once this happens, then you're never gonna feel good. Like, because when that thing comes, you're gonna go, oh, that didn't feel the way I thought it was gonna. So I guess now I'm not actually gonna be happy until this next thing happens. And it's like, that is a vicious cycle.
It's a downward spiral.
Yeah. So for me, it's like dopamine already is hard to come by. So you have to be excited about the small wins. I have to focus more on like what I actually love. And when it comes to music, for me, it's like writing lyrics or coming up with melodies and stuff like that. And when I again, it's hard to do it by yourself because it's kind of fun to like play off of other people's energy. And when you're with someone and you create something cool together, you can like scream about it, and that's really fun. But when you can scream about it by yourself too, you know,
Yeah.
like that's okay. And like,
But when you collaborate, you get something like this magnificent podcast episode.
period. But you know, it's like it's I think important to just like strip it back, and if you come up with one line of lyrics that you feel really proud of, like regardless of if you haven't been writing lyrics for weeks before that and you feel really down about it, like I've not been working hard enough, like whenever I do have a moment like that, I go, I needed this. Like that whole time was necessary for me to get to this point. So like everything does happen for a reason. It's my personal belief that the path of your life is pretty much laid out ahead of you. It's kind of your decision to walk it or veer off in different directions. So it's like if you keep on moving, like you will eventually reach where you're trying to go to. So yeah, I've found a lot of the time, like I don't write songs at a really rapid rate, but when I do write, it feels like an end product, you know what I mean? So I'm making fewer, like less material, but it's of a higher quality.
Yeah, absolutely. You're not writing for the sake of writing. You're writing when inspiration strikes, and that's important.
Yeah, and oftentimes a lot of the disappointment that I've been going through, or like hardships and stuff like that, you turn around and this is kind of cringe and silly, but it's like I wrote a song that I liked a lot that was sort of based off of the feelings that came up because of those experiences, and I was like, well, actually I don't think I would have written that if I hadn't had those experiences to play off of. So everything is kind of like, not to be toxically positive, but like you really, in a lot of cases, you can find like so much positivity and like learning from shitty things that happen.
Absolutely. And I think it's important to train yourself to think that like that. I think it's important to acknowledge that this is such a grandiose statement, but generally speaking, I don't live my life with regrets, because I'm like, whether I've made bad decisions in the past, I've made less than great decisions, whatever it may be. Those decisions led to outcomes that have shaped me into the person that I am today. And I like who I am today. So I'm not going to change that. Why would I? Like, even if it was to change for the better, I do think that the learning experiences that I've had and the learning curves that I've experienced have shaped me, like I say. Why would I change that? Like, it's, everything holds such a value that I think sometimes it's easy to forget how valuable the bad experiences are.
Yeah. There are, in the vast majority of cases, so many positives that you can take away from a negative situation. But obviously, with like actual tragedy and stuff like that, things that happen that just were never really, like, you can never even fathom to occur, like that's totally different. But little things like that, it's so good. Like, it's so good to just get to a point where you can actually see a positive outcome and like tie a positive relation to things that go wrong.
Coming from lowercase t trauma.
Yeah. Because I guess it's also about your view. Like, if something doesn't happen, does that mean that it's gone wrong? I wouldn't necessarily say that. Like, just because because if that thing happened, it would maybe be considered good. It not happening isn't necessarily bad. It just didn't happen.
Yeah, it's just about how you perceive it.
Yeah.
How you choose to perceive it.
And sometimes with certain accomplishments, like, for me, if something happens, it's like kind of out with my control, I will get so lazy. Like, if something were to happen and I were to get a level of recognition or something, I would be like, well, I guess I don't need to work hard ever again. Like, I would just totally kick back when, like, at this time is when I need to be kind of grinding the hardest. So sometimes actually the universe has a way of giving you the opportunities that you need instead of the opportunities that you want, you know.
Tell it.
Tell it.
It's so true though.
Clock it.
Like that's
Gag it.
gag. Who gave you the right to be so wise?
Sophie means wisdom.
I don't believe you.
Oh, okay, we can cut this if you want. But I do have a note here. When we were talking about recording this episode a while ago, you said we were talking in relation to autism, and you were like, I had an experience related to autism and my job about a couple of years ago.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you were like, make a note about it, but I'll tell you about it at the time, and I would like you to tell me about it if you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And if you remember what it was.
I think so. I think it's relating to this. So, I was still a student in uni. I was in third year, and I had just came off one of the big musicals. The biggest show that I'd ever worked on at the time. I was on it for like 3 months, so it was like a long process, maybe 2.5. Long process. Great process though. Had a blast. Very proud of myself for getting through it. Like I say, biggest show that I had to date. So it was strenuous. And then winter break, mama, I broke. Like, I finished up that show, did the returns and stuff. So I think I finished it I think we broke like the 14th of December or something.
And you broke on the 15th
And
of December.
I shattered. I don't know. I think it was a combination of like, I've never been diagnosed with any sort of like mental health issues. So I'm not going to sit.
I've got mental health.
I've got mental health.
I've got mental health.
So I'll not sit here and say it was seasonal depression, but I do think that part of it was.
But
like,
I did get sad at a very specific time of year.
it was during the winter season, so I'm gonna go ahead and say, like, that's kind of the thing that I can chalk it down to the most, right? Like, it was like I wasn't really seeing anybody. Everybody was busy. I just came out of a really strenuous routine, so my body was like, "You have all this energy, and nowhere to put it." And at the same time, one of my close friends was going through something quite deep and personal. And I'll not get into the details of it, but essentially the way that I responded to that situation was so violently logical
and
and not emotional,
Mm-hmm.
which is something that I have always struggled with, but I'm getting better at it. I think as a stage manager, it's your job to remove emotion, and it's your job to be logical and have that kind of black and white thinking.
Yeah.
But when your friend has gone through something, they're going to want a sympathetic ear.
Yeah.
They're not going to want any sort of logic, because that's not what they need right now. And I think the learning that came from that was that I learned, when to approach certain situations with certain whatever outlooks. Came back for that winter break. Me and that friend in particular had a fallout. Came back for the winter break. Started a new show. Different structure, still a musical, different structure. And oh my god, I was still going through it. So even the reintroduction of that routine, I think what had happened over the winter break had shook me to my core. And I was like, oh, I hate, because I was just filled with regret. And I said I don't live life with regrets, but that was something that I regretted, because it was like, oh, I've identified that I was the problem in that situation.
Yeah.
My actions were not good. I don't stand by them. And I want to fix this. And I think dealing with that while also stage managing a production, not great. Not a great mix. And I remember thinking to myself, so like I say, I've never been diagnosed with any sort of mental health problems. I've also never been diagnosed with any sort of neurodivergence. But
neither have I, and look how I've capitalised on it.
Look at, if you can do it, so can I. I've always kind of had a sneaking suspicion that I was autistic in some way, but I carried on. I was like, right, fine, whatever. But I think part of me didn't really want to process that, because it was this whole other part of me that I was like, oh, I've not engaged with this ever.
Yeah.
And this is something that if that is the case, fine, I'm fine with it. But is that going to then redefine how I approach every situation in my life for the next lifetime?
Yeah.
And I think what had happened was I just had a meltdown. To put it lightly, I had an absolute breakdown, and I was like, I remember saying the words, I hate the way that I think.
Yeah.
I hate the way that I feel that I'm wired, because I felt like a fucking computer. Like, it was, my brain felt like a bunch of if then statements. It was like, if this, then this. If this, then this is the output. if this is the thing, then this is what you do. If this is the thing, then this is what you do. And to an extent, I still feel that that's true, but in a much softer way.
Mm-hmm.
And that it's just life experience. And that it's just, yes, this is how you respond to certain things.
Yeah.
And it is just through experience. But I remember at the time, I was so, like, not inconsolable, but I was just so thrown. Because I'm not somebody who lets emotions get the better of them. I'll get emotional from time to time, but a lot of my close friends haven't seen me cry, they've not seen me upset, like, it's not something that I do very often. So you know that when I do it, it means something, like, it's
call
like,
the ambulance.
yeah, we need help. But yeah, I came out the other end of that kind of with a softer understanding of myself, knowing, okay, if you are, it's okay. And I've also never found myself chasing a diagnosis, because to me, I don't need somebody in a white coat telling me that I've got something with a bit of paper.
Period.
Like, I don't need that, because also the benefits of it don't outweigh, like, the pros of that don't outweigh the cons for me. Do you know what I mean? Like, the whole process of getting a diagnosis seems so demoralising and so whatever. And I'm like, I don't have time for that. And also, I feel fairly high functioning even if I do have autism. Or, I think I have autistic traits. That's how I put it.
Sure.
And I'm not going to be one of the people that's like, I bet we're all a bit autistic, aren't we? Because that is also so demoralising and so... It takes away from actual autistic people's experience. It's the same way that when people come out as gay and they go, I bet we've all experimented, and it's like, honey, no, that's not the same thing.
Yeah. Did I tell you that when I spoke to a mental health professional at my local doctor, and there's no ADHD services in my area. So I was directed to her, mental health professional, and I was talking to her about ADHD stuff, but she wasn't necessarily like qualified to speak on it or to diagnose it or whatever.
Oh, great.
And at one point, because I was also just like, at the time, my symptoms were also making me like anxious and depressed, so it was kind of like, and at one point she was trying to find a file or like a piece of paper that had like a website on it, what it's called, but it was some kind of a resource, and in her desk and all of the piles of papers that she was looking for, she couldn't find it. She was filing away, and she went, maybe I've got ADHD, can I find this anywhere? Meanwhile, I've sat there crying my eyes out at the complexity and like the fucking like...
How do I function in this lifetime?
And the like, I'm trying to have a job so that I can live, but I can't hold a job because I can't function, and like I'm broken, and I like, and she's like, I can't find this file anywhere. Maybe I've got ADHD too. We're doomed.
We're doomed. And on that note,
we're doomed. Yeah,
I think so.
Hopecore.
I do think that we are doomed. But
so to round everything up, in conclusion, we're doomed.
We're doomed, but it's all about how you respond to that.
Oh my god. And like and like the friends you make along the way, and like trust that you'll persevere through that impending doom.
And maybe we were always meant to be doomed.
That's the path. Planned ahead.
Walk it.
Walk it.
Clock it.
Gag it.
Tell it.
Oh my days. Yeah, I think there's a certain... Discovering a neurodivergence later in life is definitely a tricky time. When I found out that I have ADHD, it was, you know, obviously it's not a choice.
Oh god.
And
obviously
it's not, like, it's something that you have from like birth, which is, it's actually, now knowing it, it's like, oh, I was that kind of a baby and you didn't clock that there was something going on. Like, but yeah, I was honestly like, when I found out, I was like, not now. Like, hey, not right now.
Yes.
Not right fucking now.
But the thing about that is there's never a convenient time to learn that you're neurodivergent.
No. But I was in my last year of uni. I was in the last fucking hurdles. I was getting there. No, I wasn't really. The whole reason I found out I had ADHD is because I was not getting there. But basically I was like, I'm so close to graduating. I was like, why is this happening now?
Why now?
Like, why the fuck have I just suddenly started to have ADHD? I was like, no.
I was fine before, and then I woke up one day and I couldn't find that paper on my desk, and I went, oh nah.
ADHD.
Fucked. You've got ADHD.
I remember you. And you. Have you ever lost your keys? ADHD. That's our slogan. Anyway.
I don't think it should be.
No, I think I should shut the fuck up.
My bladder.
Oh, it's going?
Oh,
Well, actually, that's so convenient that you say that because we're about to wrap up.
because you're about to piss yourself.
No,
In 3,
we're done.
2. I don't know why I was sat like a corpse.
We really have deflated as the podcast has gone on. Hold
Yeah,
up.
yeah, let's.
Okay, so closing out our closing statements. Are there any other outlets giving you a lot of joy right now that you want to talk about?
No.
Especially not this.
I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm doing up my room.
Oh yes, we were.
Renovation mama.
Renovation mama. Ever heard of it?
That IKEA.
So many trips to IKEA. There will be TikToks coming out
Oh my god, yes.
of the absolutely harrowing experiences that we had in IKEA.
No, the harrowing experiences that you had. I had a great time.
Yeah, true. This guy's scary.
I had a great time. That's been keeping me going. I've also been gaming a lot.
Swedish meatballs have been keeping me going.
Swedish meatballs, cheap furniture,
Overwatch.
Those are the things, truly, all I've got right now. And work.
Yeah.
I'm also employed, which is great.
What's that like? For me, it's been iced coffee, Smosh reads Reddit stories, and Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley has been fucking your shit up.
I have sunk, and I kid you not, over 50 hours into this game, and I only got the game last week.
So when are you going to admit that you have a problem?
Never!
Okay.
It's fun!
Right.
Anyway, that's been my hyperfixation. That's how I'm getting through January, is I wake up, I attend to my farm and my wife.
And Smosh.
I'm engaged.
And Smosh.
And Smosh.
And you make iced coffee. Are you 14?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's looking that way.
It certainly is. All signs point to yes.
Do you have any upcoming projects that you want to plug?
Yes. I'm currently DSM on the trials at the Tron. Go see it. I don't remember the dates.
I'll put the link somewhere.
That's if it comes out before in March.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. And then after that, I will be ASM at the Sits on a show.
So gorgeous
Don't
there.
know whether it's been announced yet. I think it has, but I'm not going to say it just in case it hasn't.
Okay.
But go see it. Other than that, no, I'm just kind of cutting a bit. So
Can people follow you on Instagram to keep up with your stuff?
of course they can follow me.
Can they?
At Reegan Graham, REEGANGRAHAM. She'll put the link. My secretary will put the link.
Oh my god. I don't think I could spell my name that fast.
Oh, come on.
REEG.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of tend to post roundups of shows that I do, and also I just like a chat.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to talk to me, let me know.
Yeah, and that was that. Reegan Graham, stage management, best friend. Sophie Ann Cotton on Instagram for my personal account, and Tired of Waiting.pod, I think, is the podcast account.
We're lucky if she even remembers the login.
I don't. So if you follow me on there, this is on YouTube, so like and subscribe.
Do it. Like, subscribe, comment. Turn
Yeah.
post notifications on.
So you know when I'm posting every 6 to 7 months.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. This is actually really fun.
Yeah.
This has been rolling for about 5 hours, I think. Probably.
It's true.
I'm going to be editing this for the next year and a half.
It's true. And I'm so excited to see the final product.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
It's going to be 29 minutes long.
So stick around. He's not actually involved. But I will have a new episode coming out with someone at some point. Isn't that thrilling?
I will say, she is a good host. And I feel very welcome. And she doesn't have a gun to my head for me to say this. So if you are a actor, director, choreographer, creative person, illustrator, poet, any sort of...
And you don't even know it. Come along.
Get in touch.
Get in touch. No, for real. Please.
Please do.
Literally, please.
I recommend it. Purely because I love talking about myself.
So true. If you just want to sit and talk about yourself for approximately an hour and a half, this is the place to come.
It truly, maybe not the bed.
No, it probably won't always be in my bed. This is reserved for Reegan only.
Too fucking right it is.
Catch you in the next one. Bye bye.
That was lovely. That
was great.
we discover everything broke again?
I'm gonna piss my pants.